One of the great one-hit wonders, 1974 Golden Earrings, Radar Love. Welcoming us back to the basketball show, Sports 1440 this Saturday morning. Ryan Reed and myself. If you have any questions or comments on anything relating to basketball, NBA Summer League, our discussion about our poll question today, who should be the highest paid player, the move to more bigs, etc., Alberta basketball's 50th anniversary. Text us at 833-401-1440. Again, 833-401-1440. So, Ryan, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming 2025 Hoop City 3x3. Basketball festival is what we call it, and it is truly that. We're going to be down on the ice surface. We of course cover the ice surface up. We're going to be putting down our main court, building an arena around it. I have a practice court in it, and we have an exhibition area where we're going to have some great sponsors who are going to be there with activations for kids to play, for prizes. And there's some of our sponsors I'll be announcing over the next couple of weeks. And please go to our website at 3x3ba.ca for all of the information regarding the tournament. And in particular, go over the next couple of weeks as we lead up to the tournament, because we're going to have stories. We're going to have all kinds of photos that will be describing the event as we build up to this. And we have such great partners and supporters in the city of Edmonton. Explore Edmonton, our tourism arm in the city, the province of Alberta. We just fantastic support and partners from them. Sport Edmonton, Ashley Prasad and Reed Clark doing such a great job of supporting. But the list goes on and on and on. And I am working with an incredible team of people who are really rowing in the same direction to try to put on a world-class event, and we will. We will be a world-class event. And we have a reputation globally as being one of the great stops on the World Tour and Women's Series events in the world. Add into that, we are the only FIBA 3x3 major event presenter in North America, not just Canada, but the U.S. as well. There is not another women's series in North America. There's not another world tour in North America. We are the standard bearer. Dave Drabiak, the current CEO of the Alberta Basketball Association, was on talking about being at their event today, and it's exciting to hear that event continues. I was the executive director from 2008 until a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. And when we were building up ABA, we had to work through some stuff to get to a certain point to get the organization solid, and we did. And then in 2010, when FIBA announced that FIBA 3x3 was actually going to become a sport with the goal and the vision of being an Olympic sport, we really dove in at ABA to be the leader in Canada for the development of FIBA 3x3, and we were. Starting in 2011, we started running what was called Canada Quest events, where the winner would go to a FIBA 3x3 event. And I remember on the first team, Mr. Jordan Baker, the current head coach of the Edmonton Stingers, along with others from Alberta, won that tournament and went down and competed in Miami in the first World Championship event, and finished fourth. And that was all paid for by the Alberta Basketball Association. At that time, Canada Basketball was going through a real rough patch financially. And ABA, who was also in a similar circumstance as we were, like I said, working through some stuff. And we found a way to support that. And then we continued through 2019 to host the Canada Quest every year. And starting in 2018, we had our first ever FIBA 3x3 event at the Ice Palace here in West Edmonton Mall. It was a men's challenger. We weren't the first Canadian city to run an event, because Saskatoon actually ran events in 2016 and 2017 as well. But then we came in, and we have had the marathon approach here. 28. And in 2019, we also held another men's challenger and the first ever women's series event in North America, but it was the women's series world final in North America as well. So we had two events in 2019. Then, unfortunately, Ryan, in 2020, that awful COVID episode hit that disrupted all of our lives in so many ways. And of course, 3x3 was a victim of that just terrible time. So we had to take a hiatus from 2020 and 2021, and then came back 2022 with the women's series and a challenger again down at the Ice District Plaza. Moving over, bringing in the Magic Sky in 23 and 24 for the men's world tour and women's series as well. And now we're back in West Edmonton Mall this year, July 31st to August 3rd. Ryan, I had asked you to talk to our friend Chat about who the women's series participants are. Could you read some of the names?
Just some of them? Yeah, because there's quite a few, just a couple.
Yeah, we have 12 teams coming. I'll highlight a couple. Highlight a couple. Team Canada. Of course, I think anybody who's involved in the basketball world is familiar with Team Canada and 3x3, primarily because of the Plouffe twins, Michelle and Catherine, who have been just two of the top players in the world for many, many years. Michelle and Catherine were on the 2019 team that started off the women's series here in Edmonton. They are Olympians. Both of them are Olympians in 5-on-5 and 3x3, both playing in Paris in 2024. Of course, Paige Crozan, who had an outstanding, she's hails from Saskatchewan, lives and works down in Lethbridge, along with Casey Bosch, a great Lethbridge high school player, went to Gonzaga, came back and finished her career at the University of Lethbridge. Outstanding player. But those four women, Casey, Paige, Catherine, Michelle, have been leaders in the world. They have won world titles. They continue to be a factor globally. Most recently at the World Cup, they finished fourth. They just continue to be powerhouses, and they'll be part of our women's series. But along with that, they've got some tough opponents. Germany, the gold medalists who beat the Canadians in Paris, will be here. The French women, a very, very good team. The 3XBA women's organization down in the States, who are doing an outstanding job of focusing exclusively on the development of women's 3x3 basketball. They'll be here with two teams. Team Canada basketball will be bringing also a Team Toronto, a second team. So we're starting to get some depth into the 3x3 world, which is exciting. But there are a lot of other very, very good teams. And if there was a weakness in the last couple of years at our 3x3 event, is that the field that we were able to get into Edmonton in the women's series was not as strong as we would have liked. But this year, that's very, very different. This is going to be a highly competitive, hotly contested women's series. And then on the men's side, my gosh.
I can give the Dominic quick rundown of the teams for the men, so then you
can... absolutely. Please do.
Perfect. Just letting my mouse work here. All right. So Serbia.
Oob.
Yep, Oob. And then Amsterdam and Netherlands, Miami, USA. Some of these pronunciations are going to be tough, but I'll try.
Oh, no, yeah. Partizan.
Radovan Veres from Lithuania.
Yep.
And then Chongming from China.
Yep.
Partizan from Serbia. Ulaanbaatar from Mongolia.
Yes.
And then Carolina from Puerto Rico. And then Phoenix from USA. Caracas from Venezuela. Sint Maarten from Netherlands, and Washington, D.C. from USA.
I cannot stress how good that lineup is. Oob is
better than my pronunciation for sure.
Well, you did great. Oob from Serbia is a powerhouse. Every tournament that they lose, people are surprised because they are expected to win. They're fantastic. Now you jump over to Amsterdam. That's the gold medal winning team on the men's side. They are gold medalists. They're a fantastic team. They have one of the most dynamic players in the world. In fact, he was the 3x3 Men's Player of the Year last year, Worthy Dion, worth the price of admission. And by the way, there is no price of admission. This is a free event at West Edmonton Mall. So Worthy Dion is worth the price of admission. The Serbian teams, the Eastern European teams, Eastern Europe still dominates the sport of 3x3. They are just tremendous 3x3 players that take it very, very seriously. You've got Team Miami, a powerhouse out of the U.S. The other two American teams are very, very good. Ulaanbaatar has, they're coached by Steve Sir, who has been a player with them for many years, is not playing with them this year, but will be coaching them. They're always a dark horse. They have won a Challenger. They've won a World Tour. They've won numerous Quest events. They're always highly competitive. So the field is stacked, and I can't emphasize that enough. Now, I also want to touch on, though, we've got the elite events. This is like hosting Wimbledon. This is like the equivalent of Wimbledon. You've got the best players on the best teams here in Edmonton for this event. But our Quest, our light Quest, what that offers is an opportunity for teams who are not in the bloodstream of FIBA 3x3 internationally. They have the opportunity for the winner to go to a challenger in China in October. Now, we have teams coming in from the U.S. and all across Canada, and these teams are taking this very, very seriously. One of the players is going to be playing with a local Edmonton team, and that is Steve Sir, who has been the top-ranked 3x3 player from Canada since 2016, and only recently at his ripe old age, he's still the second highest ranked player in Canada, even though he's played very little this year. But he's going to be playing along with a very good Edmonton team, and they're going to be competing against a tough field. That gets going on Thursday, July 31st, 2 o'clock in the afternoon will be tip-off. We're going to go till about 8 o'clock that night. The next morning on Saturday, August 1st, the Quest will have its playoffs, quarters, semis, and finals. We'll have a bit of a little celebration afterwards. Then we'll have a welcome ceremony with local dignitaries at 3 o'clock, and then the women's series pool play kicks off at 4. Leading into Saturday morning, where we will be hosting the basketball show from the ice surface. And then after that at noon, we get going again with the men's pool play, followed by the women's playoffs with a very special celebration at 9 o'clock that night for a very special player. You'll definitely want to be there for that. And by the way, this is broadcast globally over the FIBA 3x3 network and on CBC Gem. So you always have access to this if you're not able to make it. And then on Sunday, starting at noon, we have the Men's World Tour playoffs, and that will wrap up with a 4:30 final that day. In amongst that, we have our long-range shootout. We also have our slam dunk competition where we fly in 3 of the top professional dunkers in the world. We have all kinds of on-court fan participation activation with great prizing that we'll share more about coming up. What a festival. What a great time. If you can make it down, it will be worth your while. We have an awesome venue that we're setting up on the ice surface. It's going to be so much fun for everybody, for kids of all ages, family friendly. Like I said, it is free of charge, and you will get to see some of the very, very finest. In fact, you will see the very, very finest 3x3 players in the world here competing in Edmonton, the home, the heart, the soul of North American FIBA 3x3 right here in West Edmonton Mall in your midst. So please make your plans. Come on down and enjoy yourself. Of course, West Edmonton Mall is always a hoot. And to have this celebration of 3x3 basketball in the West Edmonton Mall setting is going to be a fantastic weekend. So make your plans. The 31st of July through the 3rd of August, you're not going to want to be anywhere but at the 3x3 events. So we're going to take a break right now. Ryan and I are going to come back. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with a legend. We're going to be talking with a guy who probably, if one day, will have a statue erected when it comes to the CEBL. He is I still believe, the best player the CEBL has ever been able to say was a part of this league. And that, of course, is Xavier Moon. He's going to be with us when we return after these messages. You're listening to The Basketball Show on your sports leader, Sports 1440.
Hey everybody, it's Gene Principe, the Prince of Puns, and I've got something that definitely will float your boat. How would you like to join me and the superstars of hockey on an exotic holiday? Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from LA and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick,